Hello, welcome to Sound and Fairy Book Reviews. As usual, I'm Tina. I am back in 2026. My cold is almost gone. You can probably hear it kind of lingering there, which is why I couldn't post any book reviews the first week of January, which was a great way to start off the year, but whatever. So I am here with my first book review, and it is No Wrong Seasons by Brenda Hartwell. This is a book that came out in October 2025. It's contemporary Canadian fiction, and it's from Inanna Press. So I received a copy of this book from River Street Reads in exchange for a fair review, so thank you very much to them. A character-driven story of resilience and friendship, No Wrong Seasons was a great first read of the year. So what is it about? In a small lakeside community in southern Quebec, it is possible to hide in a place where nothing is hidden. The discovery of a reclusive visual artist in a nearby forest by a young man named Dieter results in Hazel becoming an unexpected mentor. When his childhood friend Kay is institutionalized by her parents following a suicide attempt, Dieter embarks on a mission to find answers. As her situation spirals, Dieter confides his worst fears to his new acquaintance. Hazel hears echoes of her own trauma in Kay's story and is compelled to leave the self-imposed isolation of her home and seek a new kind of redemption. So if you like stories of outcasts coming together and found family, this novel will be right up your alley. I don't read a ton of contemporary fiction, but once in a while it is nice to read about people with everyday problems. In this case, thankfully, their problems aren't exactly everyday, as there is a reference to some pretty traumatic events, as you probably picked up on in the jacket copy. But the way that two characters come together to help a third was heartwarming and brave. It reminds you that people are naturally collaborative and want connection, even if they are hiding from it. The book is on third person with three perspectives, with an occasional section in a fourth, focusing on three creatives: a young photographer wishing to escape his controlling grandfather, that's Dieter, an elderly artist, that's Hazel, and a young writer going through the mental aftermath of a traumatic event, which is what you heard about kind of in the back. All the characters have distinctive voices and stories that run parallel, but they also take their own turns. The book is solidly about all three of them. Like, I wouldn't say either of them is the main character. I think all three of them are the main characters. At most, I would say that Hazel and Dieter are the two main characters. Also, Dieter is a great name. It is my dad's middle name. There you go. I did think that two of the characters experiencing the same thing was a bit of a coincidence, but then again, it could have also been intentional to show how this sort of thing is weaponized against women and always has been. So at first I was kind of like, that seems like a coincidence. But then I was like, well, you know what, thematically it makes sense. So it's not like I thought it was bad or anything. I just was kind of like, While the book is set in Quebec, the setting isn't a major part of the story in that you can read the book being from anywhere and still relate to it. It's a small tourist town with kids that don't want to live there anymore, but the way this impacts the characters' lives gives it a lot of depth. You understood how the town functioned, and you also kind of understood why, the young people didn't really want to stay there, especially the two that wanted to kind of get out and express themselves in the way that they want to, and are held back generally by their parents. The writing is very fluid, and despite the plot moving at a rather slow pace, the story remains interesting and resonant. The way the two main characters, Dieter and Hazel, slowly form an inevitable bond was realistic and important to Kay, the other story's character. It's just the way that they all work together, it was like so well plotted. The subject matter is at times sensitive and sad, but it's approached in an empathetic and sympathetic way that really ties into the focus on healing and grief and why, you can't keep your trauma inside, why you need other people who are there to support you, to help you through it. And it seems to have a very critical approach to, traditional medical health institutions, which I thought was interesting. I don't know if it was due to the time period. It's not it has to be called a period piece. It's set in 2011. So, that is like 15 years ago, but still, it was like, it maybe had something to do with the time period. I thought that was interesting. So if you're looking for something that is both intriguing, touching, and deals with the healing power of art and connection, this is a really beautiful book. I'm really glad that I got a chance to read it, and I really like books about kind of people living in the woods too. There wasn't a lot of kind of like off grittiness to it. There's a little bit, which was fun as well. But yeah, no, I thought it was a really good book, and I think this cover makes a lot of sense now, having read the book. So yeah. Thank you so much again to River Street for the review copy. And sorry it took me a billion years to review it. Oh my god.